back of that World Cup exposure with their new head coach Dan Ryan. Wales missing out narrowly in a place at the World Cup, but having their own summer test series with head coach Julie Hornweg. So it'll be a fierce competition, I'm sure. The last time these two teams met were for the World Cup qualifiers in 2018. Netball Northern Ireland won that 57, Wales 42. Off the back of that, what do you think we'll see today from these two teams?
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting match. I think it's going to be very close. It'll probably go score for score. It's a big match for both of them. Wales ranked 10 in the world, Northern Ireland ranked 9 in the world. I think it's 1 point between them, I hear, as well. So this match is very important to both teams. A lot to prove out there, so it'll be good to see how it goes.
Bringing you the starting lineups for both of those teams. For Wales, we see Georgia Rowe taking the goal shooter bib. Chelsea Lewis, who wasn't in the summer series but is back on court for Wales, will be taking the goal attack bib. Beth Dyke, wing attack. Kyrie Jones will be taking the centre bib. Nia Jones and the captain for Wales will take the wing defence bib. Layla Thomas, goal defence, and Christina Shaw will be taking the goalkeeper bib. Their bench will be made up of Susie Drain, Lydia Hitchens, Lucy Howes, Claire Jones and Eleanor Roberts. And as we said, head coach for Wales is Julie Hornweg. Assistant coaches Sarah Hale and Jeddah Adamson. For Northern Ireland, goal shooter will be Shauna Craig, goal attack Anna McGee, wing attack Michelle Drain, centre Caroline O'Hanlon, wing defence Neve Cooper, goal defence Fee Toner, goalkeeper Michelle McGee. The bench for Northern Ireland is Lisa Bowman, Kira Crosby, Frances Keenan, Lisa McCaffrey and Rebecca McCulloch. Head coach for Northern Ireland is Dan Ryan and the assistant coach is Claire Winning. So looking at those lineups, Jen, there's such experience across both teams. I mean, Michelle Drain is well versed in the Super League. Caroline O'Hanlon is also a stalwart, has played many international games for Northern Ireland. And then the opposite side, you've got Kyra Jones, Nia Jones.
Chelsea's been there for quite a few years as well. And I was interested to see the number of caps for each player in each team, and they've got quite similar in a lot of girls who've got lots of experience, but then some new girls coming through with not so many caps. And they're quite similar in that area for both teams.
Lisa Bowman back in the team for Northern Ireland. She was injured, so couldn't take part in the World Cup, so she'll be looking to make a mark on this game, won't she?
And she'll be a great inclusion. She's got great experience. She's played in these big games before. I think she's gone away and come back a few times now, so I think this might be her second or a third time coming back. She's had a few kids as well in between there, but I think she's a great addition to the team and great support for them if they needed to come on.
Both of the teams featured in the Commonwealth Games in 2018. They didn't compete directly against each other in the Commonwealth Games, but in a friendly leading up to that, Wales just took the win over Northern Ireland. So it's really tight, isn't it, both ways?
Oh, so tight. It's very hard to predict how this one's going to go.
The umpires for you today are Ian Fuller, Janet Eadling, and our reserve umpire will be Rachel Radford. So they will be taking lead of proceedings in this game. You see the teams coming down to court now. And lots of noise in the crowd. There's lots of supporters here for this game, which you would expect being a home venue for Northern Ireland.
You would. Lots of Northern Ireland supporters here. I guess no surprises with these starting 7 either that are starting.
Looking at some of the stats for the previous tournament, Ellen McGee is a really high goal scorer. She finds herself starting at goal attack for Northern Ireland. And Shauna Craig is the one that used to play in the Super League for Bath and has come back from being out in New Zealand to play for Northern Ireland.
And it may come down to the goal percentage and the accuracy in this game.
So Northern Ireland get us started. Looking to try and get that ball forward. Michelle Drain draws the contact. Nice quick offload.
Nice movement of the ball there with Northern Ireland. Wales are doing a great job to make it look very crowded in there. Unforced error there. Put the pressure on from Wales. Shaw and
Thomas, quite a young partnership in defence for Wales. Thomas is still under 21 eligible, and Shaw was under 21s last year.
That was a great intercept there by Caroline, right when they needed it. It'd be nice to get that first goal, settle the nerves. It was their centre pass. There's nothing worse than starting with a centre and then not getting that first goal.
Jones finding lots of space, pops to Rowe. And that's difficult to mark, isn't it, when your shooter's so tall at the back?
And when you've got the goal attack screening you as well to get behind, it's almost impossible at times. See, Wales is really filling up that third line. It's almost like they're playing a zone and making Ireland really have to work hard to get the ball through. And we have a turnover there. Well done, Wales. That was the goal defence that picked that up.
Strong, fast through court. Beth Dyke just feeds the ball beautifully into that circle, doesn't she? It's an early turnover there for Wales. This will see them go 2 ahead if they can convert the centre pass. Too easy. O'Hanlon with the ball. And again, another beautiful interception out the back from Shaw.
Wales are working brilliantly in that defence there. They're all over the Northern Ireland girls. It was unlucky for Northern Ireland there because they'd forced the loopy ball and were unable to get that. But they've then been able to turn over a forced ball off the back line.
Nice pop out the top there for McGee. Oh, and Craig sees her at the post.
Lovely opening up that ring, splitting those defenders and pass straight under the post for Northern Ireland.
Really strong defence there by Niamh.
Great turnover again for Caroline, Northern Ireland centre.
If they convert this, this will take us back to goals on centre pass.
Great rebound there. She was lucky to get that one from behind.
And we're back on at centre pass goals. The depth that Niamh gets on that back centre pass is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. Great take for the centre for Wales. I think that both teams just need to settle a little. There's a little bit of urgency that they may not need. I know it's the start of the match. They just need to calm it down slightly.
Oh, nice feed there by Kyra Jones. Good shot there by Chelsea Lewis. And they turn over the Northern Ireland centre pass again. So Northern Ireland do all that work to get it back and then give away their centre pass. Strong by McGee through 2 defenders. Drain not happy with that feed, opts to go back and recycle. O'Hanlon does a really nice job of sitting out and then driving into the middle when she's needed rather than staying in that space.
She does. She's brilliant at reading the play, not getting involved until she needs to. Northern Ireland have done really well just now with working that ball around and not trying to force it in, waiting for it to open up. The Wales girls are doing great in defence and really making them having to work.
Ball rolls in there for Shauna Craig. Oh, well kept in there by Georgia Rowe. Wales go 2 ahead. And again, that defensive pressure by Wales just forcing Northern Ireland to recycle. Yeah, can't quite get away with that one.
No.
I could try.
You got to try it.
Nice consistent shooting by McGee.
So we're 5-6 with Wales still up by 1 in their centre pass. They seem to be getting it in quite easily, or easier than, say, Northern Ireland. I guess it helps with a tall goal shooter. That said, Northern Ireland just got a great turnover there.
And is that the structure of the Wales attack, or is it the structure of the Wales defence, if that makes sense? So is the defence making it harder for Northern Ireland, or is the attack just nice this side?
Yeah, I think Wales is doing a brilliant job here in defence. They're really making Northern Ireland work hard. They're all working together as opposed to sort of just working by themselves. It's really a unit down there. They're crowding the top of the circle and the top of the third, so that Northern Ireland's sitting out on the outside of the third. And where they want to run into is where the Wales girls are standing. So they either need to go up and stand up on them to then run off them, or have someone just run straight through the middle to open that up. And I'm sure their coach Dan will know that and be able to identify that and give them some feedback.
It's like the competition of the 2 Australian coaches, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
Good strong drive by Cara Jones. She's a powerhouse, isn't she?
Oh, she's amazing. She's brilliant. I play with her sister in Prem 1 with Grangetown.
It's actually a very exciting matchup between her and Caroline O'Hanlon.
Oh, brilliant, isn't it? They've both got years of experience. Both great players, both steady players. You know you can rely on them. They'll get those intercepts when you need them.
And that's that hustle.
She took that very strongly there, that centre.
Oh, an unfortunate miss there by Rowe. It's her second miss, and that's what you were talking about when you said it could come down to shooting stats.
Yeah, it could come down to that, that's right.
Just calls from Jones, captain at the back, telling her team just to settle.
Again, that's another miss for Wales. 2 in a row. Let's hope it doesn't come down to that for them. It's much better play there by Northern Ireland, opening up the Wales defence.
Craig's got good vision, hasn't she, at the back of when to come out. Oh, but saying that, great tip there by Christine Shaw. She read that beautifully. Dicing with the sideline. Mia Jones opting to recycle.
Great pressure from Northern Ireland. They're really making Wales have to pass it back. They just can't get through the centre third.
But then the work rate is high on both sides, isn't it? Defence and attack.
Certainly is.
Screen set up there by Rowe for Lewis.
Yeah, when that happens as a defender, you've really got to set up quickly. I think Fanula was sort of maybe ball watching rather than trying to get around that shooter so that she's not being screened. You really want to be between them. I mean, it's 2-on-1. Chances are you're not going to get it, but rather than being screened, if you get between them, that's the ideal position to be.
Wales looking to use this reasonably quickly, but Northern Ireland doing a good job of getting back on defence and holding them up.
Northern Ireland definitely picked up their defence through this centre third, which is great to see.
And that forces that pressure, doesn't it, for the long ball?
It was almost on, but yeah, just not quite. Golatak really should have turned her body the other way then. She was turning into her defender, and that's why that defender then got a tip. And as we see, there's a turnover.
A bit of a loose swing, wasn't it? Not enough power on that pass.
No, and Fanula was chased that down in goal defence, and she did a great job to get her hands onto it.
Tona signed for Bath Super League this year.
She was with Pulse last year, I think, as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, lots of people talking about her. In a good way.
In a good way. I was going to say
Sorry,
that. I assume a good way, yes. Yeah, looking forward to the Super League starting this year, and there's quite a few changes that have been going on.
Yeah, some of the Welsh players moving over to Seven Stars as well. Rowe was there last year, but sees Mia Jones and Beth Dyke head over there. But then Layla Thomas, who was at Bath, has come back to Dragons. It's all changing in all the Super Leagues, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite a lot of changes.
Still relentless hustle going on in this defence back line, but McGee ever so confident on the shot, and that's what we've seen her do so well in so many competitions, is just turn, shoot, stick it through the net.
And it's really great for your team when you work so hard to get that ball into that goal ring and then they just put it straight through. It's just so nice and settling, and it's great to see. Georgia Rowe pops another one in for Wales.
4-goal game at the moment. Wales leading 11 goals to 7. So still close, but Northern Ireland will want to close this gap a little bit before the quarter break.
There's 2 minutes left to go, and it looks like Wales would like to get another couple of goals on the board. They're rushing that centre pass to get back. Northern Ireland really holding them up again in that centre third. They're doing great. Oh, well done, Fanula Tona. Great to come through and read that intercept.
And that was all that pressure, wasn't it? That
it was. And the Wales girl was standing still for the ball. You just can't stand still and ask for it. Unfortunately, they've thrown it off the back line. They did all that hard work.
Patient play there by Nia Jones, but just can't quite control that one. Good decision there by
Great decision.
Drain. And that's the experience, isn't it? I mean, to just, instead of ping that ball in that could have gone, but was probably a little bit dodgy with the defence hanging off.
Yeah, don't force that in. And Drain and Caroline have been playing together. They know how each other play for years. And that experience will show, and will definitely help Northern Ireland. So Northern Ireland have got one back on Wales just then.
There's not much time left on the clock.
And if Northern Ireland can get this goal, then we're 1 goal within it at quarter time.
Great shot.
They do. And Northern Ireland really need to stop this centre pass for Wales and hold it up. If they can keep it with just 1 goal between them, it'd be great to go into the second quarter.
Nice ball there by Lewis.
Great ball. You can't stop that. Straight into Georgia Rowe. That height, right on the siren. 2 goals in it.
Wales lead 12 goals to 10. Was that what you would have expected to see from the start of this game?
Yeah, I guess it was. I thought it would have been quite close. Wales did get up to 4 goals lead, and then Northern Ireland did great to come back and pull it back by a couple of goals there in those last 2 or 3 minutes. And that's really great for a team to be able to do that when it's the last 3 or 4 minutes, to put a bit of pressure on, pull back a few of those goals.
Potentially maybe a bit low scoring for this level?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it shows how much I think teams are developing on their defence and their forecourt defence. And I think it goes in cycles where it changes from being an attacking game to a defending game. And I think at the moment with netball, it's a lot more in the defence type of a game. Well, from both those teams, I thought the defenders were doing great there. I really think Wales started well, and then Northern Ireland picked it up through the middle of that, and then Wales sort of picked it up again. So it went back and forth a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not surprised with 2 goals between it.
And ultimately, that's what we predict we're going to see a lot during this game, isn't it? Swings and roundabouts and going one way and then going the other way, and it's going to be who holds their nerve all the way through.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to make any changes, leave it, what they're telling the girls at the moment, and to see what they come out with for the next quarter.
If you were coaching for Wales right now, would you make any changes? What feedback would you be giving them?
I probably wouldn't be making any changes. I mean, they're 2 up. Why would you? I would be talking about their getting through the centre third. Northern Ireland started doing a zone on them in the centre third, which is what Wales has been doing on Northern Ireland in the attack third. So they should know how to get through it. Well, they will know how to get through it. They definitely do at their standard. You're either standing up on them tight, man to man, to then run off them, or you're running straight through to drag some players. I think Wales got a little bit static there when that was put on them, and they were just standing around asking for the ball, and you just can't do that in this level. You need to be running through the middle, attacking the ball, re-offering, getting out of the space, getting back into the space. So I'd probably leave Wales, I think.
And if you were done, Ryan, with Northern Ireland?
I'd probably be leaving it too, I think. I think Northern Ireland was starting to get to pick up. They were starting to get the ball rolling as such, and work it out a bit more in attack. They were doing great, as I've just said, defending through the centre. It's hard when you've got a tall goal shooter to defend with Georgia Rowe, but I thought they were getting better with the defenders in the ring as to, okay, we're going to double team her. So I'd probably leave it, I'd say, for another quarter. You might give it 5 minutes at the start of the quarter and see how it's going. If there's not much changing, they might make a change then. What do you think?
I'd stick, I think. I'm the same as you. But be interesting to see what happens. Like we said, it's 12 goals at the minute. Wales lead by 2, but as far as this game has shown, that's nothing. Anything can happen.
Oh, long way to go, isn't there? Still a long time.
As Wales come back out, our predictions are correct. The team stay as they were for the first quarter. Julie Hornweg opting to stick with her side so far. Pleased with their performance. And Northern Ireland coming back out as well. Can't see any changes there as of yet either. So just waiting now for the umpires to get this game started. Both teams out a little bit early.
They're ready to go.
They both want to win. It's a Northern Ireland centre pass. Carolina Hanlon gets us underway. Great arms there by Shaw. Bodies on the line for this game.
They're going for everything, aren't they?
Layla Thomas just pulling it in. And that was the draw that you were talking about. Beth Dyke came hard through the middle of that zone, didn't she, to draw all those players.
Drag those players and then create space. Great intercept there by Fanula Tona.
Oh, and hands.
It's twice now they've been down and thrown it into the Wales' hands.
Nice by Chelsea Lewis, just changing up that timing, calms it down a little bit, doesn't it?
She's great with that too, with really switching up the timings. Great screen by Chelsea so the pass can go straight over to Georgia Rowe. A goal for Wales.
And off the Northern Ireland centre pass, this gives them the opportunity to extend that lead back to 4, which they got to in the last quarter. Tona says no. Nice little pop over the top by Lewis to Rowe.
You see Wales doing a wall there on the Northern Ireland centre. But Northern Ireland seem to get through that easy enough, which is good to see.
Craig working hard at the back, trying to get that front hole, but Thomas just managing to get back around. Oh, well kept in, Craig.
A nice pass. It's great vision for Caroline to see that open up to the goal shooter under the post. Unfortunately, she missed that goal. Goal attack also missed. Again, that's a percentage of shots that we were talking about earlier.
You see when Drain gave that ball back, she's just putting her hand down, as I say, just calm down, take a breath. Space on the edge by Jones. And a miss down the other end, but in the hands of Rowe, it goes in through the net. So a bit early nerves maybe with our shooters.
Maybe. Northern Ireland centre with 4 goals in it. Wales up.
Craig opting to go back. McGee through the middle to create the space. Pocket and in.
That was much better play by Ireland. A great drive from McGee through the middle to open up the defenders. And then they're able to set up a triangle. It went to Caroline in the corner and then to the goal shooter under the ring.
Michelle McGee, the other sister, at the back. Just really nice structure, isn't it, through court at the minute?
It is. And it's great to see that they're really driving hard onto the ball. There's none of this sideward or across court driving, which just gets picked off by the defenders. You have to be going onto the ball, running away to clear, and then running back on. And they're doing that brilliantly. Both teams are.
A little tussle there between Lewis and Tona. A bit of confusion here. Tona called for contact, has to go back. And Wales keep that 4-goal lead. Oh, nice screen there by Craig. Drew both defenders onto that. And McGee makes sure of the goal. Just miscommunication there. Northern Ireland sweep it up. This is that whole court defence that you were talking about before.
It was. And great drive there from Neve to open it up for Northern Ireland. That was lucky for the goal attack again. She was turning into the defender, asking for the ball, as opposed to turning away from it, so it's an easier pass straight into her. Good rebound from Northern Ireland and shot in.
It's a goal clawed back for them. Off the Wales centre pass. Carolina Hanna with acres of space.
She always seems to find it, doesn't she? She always seems to find loads of space. And she's great with, if she needs to give a quick ball, she will. If she needs to hang on to it, reset. Her decision-making, majority of the time, is fantastic.
Good defence there at the front by Northern Ireland. A forced back centre pass, but Lewis with space. And a nice little pop over the top to Rowe. which means we stay now with a 3-goal game.
A nice one too between Neve and Caroline for Northern Ireland, centre and wing defence. Again, we see Wales doing lots of work to fill the top of that circle. And
great hands there by Shaw.
brilliant hands and forcing that turnover. Yeah, that was a bad one there. Unforced error for the goal defence to step when they had that ball and they'd done all that work for that turnover.
Oh, well
nice
done.
tape.
Contact call there against Jones.
She was unlucky. I thought she might have got it. She was very close to having that.
She's certainly relentless in her defence. She's a great captain because she never gives up.
She is, never stops. So there we see the Wales girls dropping back, the wing attack and goal attack, and allowing their defenders to come through to get that first centre pass. Nice to see them mixing them up and trying different things.
Oh, McGee nearly read that so well.
She did. Again, we see a screen there between the shooters and the defender. Hard to get around it. The shooters set that up early. It is really hard for a defender to get around.
Oh, great hands there by Nia Jones. And that's filling that space, isn't it, like you were talking about?
Yeah. The hot spot. Everyone wants to get on the top of the circle to feed. And as a defender, you know that that's where you stop first, if you can. I thought Michelle Drain did a great drive. She was almost going down to the side and she would have been a better option. So it's just that vision to see that rather than trying to force it through two Wales defenders.
Shauna Craig positioning herself well for that rebound.
Oh, 1 goal in it. Great turnover by Fionnuala. And then another turnover.
And that's the pressure, isn't it?
It is.
Who can keep their heads under pressure?
Lovely passage of play by Wales there. Straight into goal shoots. Georgia Rowe, and she pops it in. And that could have been a turning point for Northern Ireland. They got the intercept. If they had have got that goal, that would have been even.
Just a disparity over centre pass. Just checking with the table. Oh, great force long ball. Which means Nia Jones goes up, gets her hand to it, pulls it in. Good space by Kyra Jones as well.
She got great space there. Great driving across the top of the circle.
Don't forget, if you are watching at home and you want to get in touch with us, please do on social media via the hashtag NEOpen.
That was a lucky call, I'd say.
The crowd aren't too impressed with that one.
Georgia was holding quite well, but I thought the defender did quite well. I thought she almost had that. I might be a little bit biased to defenders being a defender.
Pulls Wales back 2-3 with their centre pass. This could take them back out to 4. We are seeing this lead swing big and then small and then bigger. Sarah Powersland on Twitter. Glad to hear you are watching. Thank you for your lovely comments.
Great turnover by Caroline for Northern Ireland. They're looking strong as they bring it straight through the centre third and into their goal third. That was a great turnover there forced by Wales wing defence. She put the pressure on the centre and it was a replay ball. It just shows how important it is to have a go as much as you can.
And it's nice to see them, isn't it, going, and then when they're not used, clearing back out and then going again.
The re-offering, it's something that you've definitely got to keep working on. Great pass there. Goal shooter opened up under the post, straight in. And we've got 4 goals between it, Northern Ireland centre.
Dan Ryan on the bench, quite unreadable at the moment. Has had the same pose throughout the whole of the game.
He is, isn't he?
Very calm and collected.
And he hasn't been with Northern Ireland for that long now, has he? He's quite new to that role.
I think he started before the World Cup. McGee pinged for obstruction there, just moving her feet around, keeping her arm out whilst doing it. It's good movement, but she just needs to keep those arms down.
It was good movement, yes. Especially when you're a defender playing on a taller goal shooter. You've got to think about moving on her to even just put off the pass so that the pass coming in isn't 100% and you might have a chance at it.
McGee will get another attempt at that one. Good shot. And a really good partnership going on there between Lewis and Rowe.
Yeah, they're playing really well together. Good pressure there by Wales. I'm finding we're getting a lot of stopping and starting in this quarter. Not saying it's the umpires or anything like that, but just the girls aren't as tight with their defending or their obstruction, and there's stop-start. And sometimes that can affect the teams. You just can't get a run on and get into the groove and get the flow going. So I'd like to see that tidy up a little bit for both teams, I think.
Oh, Toner a bit unlucky there. She did a great job of covering Lewis. But just pinged for being too close to Beth Dyke. We stay with a 4-goal game. Oh, well read there by Nia Jones. With just over a minute and a half left. This is a chance now, isn't it, for Wales to take a real lead before the half-time.
Yeah, and to get to that 5 goals. We've been at 4 and within for much of this game. It kind of feels like Wales still has the upper hand. Northern Ireland's not giving up and they kept going, but it's just feeling like Wales is just not going to stop and just keep going as well. So hopefully Northern Ireland can turn that around for them.
Oh, well read, Toner.
Well read. She read that early.
Oh my goodness me.
It was quite obvious where Georgia Rowe's goal shooter was going to pass that. Her whole body was facing that way and she only looked to pass it to her wing attack. So it was quite easy for Fanula to read that, and she did very well to pick up the intercept.
Nia Jones have just been given a warning by the umpire. That's going to leave Julie Hornweg with some difficult decisions to make, because if she gets pinged again for the same offence, it could see her being suspended to the bench for 2 minutes, and that's for the whole of the rest of the game. Just a few seconds left on the clock. Patience by Northern Ireland with tireless defence by Wales. Forces a back line. Great space there by Lewis.
I was going to say, Wales don't need to force this unless it's straight into their goal shooter who can take that great pass.
And it goes in, but unfortunately time has just run out for them. So Wales now taking a lead of 25 goals to 20. So that was a 10-goal quarter for Northern Ireland, but 13 for Wales.
Yeah, they did very well. So up by 5. Sorry, it was only 2 goals, wasn't it, at the first quarter, and now up by 5 goals. Interesting quarter, to say the least. I thought Wales did very well. I think they deserve to be the 5 goals up. There was a couple of missed shots from Northern Ireland, and it'd be nice to see them maybe improve in that area if they can.
So we will see Wales opting now to go off to the changing rooms for quarter time. Looks like Netball Northern Ireland are staying where they are. We're going to say goodbye to Jen just for 10 minutes, so don't run too far away, and we are going to welcome Kath Lewis, who is the current chair of Netball Europe, taking over from Lynn Carpenter, very new to the role. She comes with a wealth of experience as the chair of Welsh Netball as well, so we can have a very, very interesting conversation. How are you, Kath?
Really enjoying the netball. So excellent, really enjoying it. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, good game so far.
Yeah, really, really close. Excellent for European netball that we've got 4 teams in the top 12 of the world. It's absolutely exceptional performance. And this match should just go either way now. But really nicely contended, very competitive. So interesting second half to come.
So you've just started off, taking over from Lynn Carpenter as the chair of Netball Europe. How is that for you so far?
Well, obviously, sort of tall legs to fill for a short Welsh person. Lynn did an exceptional job as chair for the last 13 years, and she's now the INF director representing Europe for us. But so far, so good. I've been lucky enough to sit in the management board for a couple of years, so I understand the sort of the workings and the mechanics of Netball Europe and our ethos. So it's just building on that now. We've got some new directors coming in. Everybody working hard to just further netball in our region.
Because Netball Europe isn't just about these competitions, is it?
No, it's, we've got obviously all the age grade competitions that sit underneath, but we've also developed our coaching facility, all our umpiring. It's lots of development for us, and we're very keen to ensure that we've got consistency and high performance throughout all our countries. And there's been a huge development area as well, and we've recently sort of grown our numbers by at least 2 countries the last couple of years, so we are growing and rightly taking the centre stage on international netball that we deserve, building on England's activities this year, which are fantastic.
And this is being live streamed out across many areas. It's on all the different Facebook pages.
Yeah.
How important is media in terms of getting netball out there?
It's hugely important. It's the largest female team sport within the UK, within the European region, so it's extremely important that we can live stream as many of the tournaments we can. It's expensive to do, and we really would like to. Anybody want to come and sponsor us? We're here. We've got fantastic ambassadors of female sport and athletes who, by and large, are still amateur and combining studies and education and work. And so, it's really important that we produce and show these role models off to our region and across the world, and it's fantastic exposure for them.
And just thinking back to the first live streaming in 2015, it was a reasonably quiet arena then, a few parents, a few friends, but nothing compared to the levels of support we get now actually in the arena as well.
Yeah, that has really grown exceptionally well. And I think it just highlights that males and females recognise netball as a very competitive and skilled sport. And it's good to watch, it's exciting, it's short, sharp. We've just seen the first half now. We've had lots of activity, lots of physical contact, really, really competitive. And I think that the fact that we've now got such a mix of people wanting to watch it, even if they've never played it, they're very interested in watching and supporting. And I think that just shows the female sport's got a lot to offer across a wide range from development through to elite. And we're not taking the back seat anymore. We really are pushing forward for equality in all levels.
So how many, we see this event, how many people does it take to put together this kind of thing?
Well, this particular tournament is hosted by Northern Ireland, so they bring their huge amount of volunteer and their small workload of paid staff into running it, and then layered on top of that is the Netball Europe volunteer staff. So I would say probably about 20 to 25 people are in the back running all of this. So it's lots of activity, and of course you've got your volunteers for your ball girls, people prepared to sell programmes, people prepared to clean up, ice baths, you name it, it's all covered off, and all by volunteers by and large.
Because 25 doesn't actually sound that much for this, this kind of event.
Yeah, well I'm here today obviously as Netball Chair, Europe Chair. I'm also the Chair of the Appeals Panel, and I'm helping the competition manager. So I've got a couple of roles going on, and everybody is multitasking.
And didn't I hear that you were pumping up balls yesterday?
Oh, yeah, not very well, but I certainly was. Electric pump, yeah.
Fantastic. So moving forward, what's anything big on the horizon for Netball Europe?
Obviously, we've got a number of our challenge competitions as well as our open ones. But some of the biggest things for us now is to make sure that we provide competitive matches, for ranking matches for all the countries that we've got. We've got Commonwealth Games coming up within the next two years, and it's important now for our countries to get the ranking points they need to get to qualification stage. You've got to be in the top 12 in the world to get into that tournament. It's a massive tournament for us.
We were looking at the rankings beforehand for this game in particular. Northern Ireland sat at 9th, Wales sat on 10th with 1 point between them.
Yeah, I mean, the rankings are important, obviously, 9th and 10th, but here it's the actual points that they've got. It's just a wafer thin between them. So both of these teams are going to be pushing the second half to get that win. That win is vital for them to make sure that they maintain their position in that top 12 in the world.
And so top 12 means they get to go to the Common Games?
Yeah, it's 12 teams are allowed to participate in that tournament. The host country goes, so they're going to be in Birmingham next, that's England, and then the next 11 in the world get to go. So all the European countries that are in contention want to be there in what is essentially another home games for us.
Gosh, it's tight.
It's very, very tight. It's quite scary stuff, I think, but fantastic for European netball. It shows that we really are pushing as much as we can.
Fabulous. Well, we're all very grateful for all the volunteers at Netball Europe and the volunteers in Northern Ireland that have made this event possible, and really hope you're enjoying it at home. Kath, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
Yeah, hopefully Netball wins.
So we see Wales coming back out of the changing rooms. So they'll have had some input from their coach during that time. Northern Ireland opting to do a warm-up drill, moving around slightly to the left of your screen as we speak, which is different styles for both teams. There will be some changes, we're sure, and as soon as we have those, we will let you know what they are. Looking so far at the Welsh team, there is definitely one change. Nia Jones, who was on that warning, seems to have gone to the bench, and Claire Jones has come on in her place at the wing defence position. Claire Jones didn't take part in the summer series because she had injured her hand. For Northern Ireland, Shauna Craig has moved into the goal attack position. Emma McGee goes to the bench, and Lisa Bowman, who as well wasn't available for the World Cup due to injury, is on the court. So we'll see how that pans out.
Yeah, not surprised to see those changes. I think Northern Ireland did have to make that change in attack. You're down by 5, you're down by 2 at the first quarter, and you haven't pulled it back. You do have to make those changes to see if you can turn that around. Northern Ireland get the same defence, which is interesting to see. They were doing great in there, nothing against that at all, but just, the same.
And as we said before, Nia Jones was carrying that warning from the umpire, which is a bit of a dangerous place to be because they don't want to end up with 6 on the court. And a great strong start for Wales. If they can convert this, they go 3-1 ahead straight away in this quarter. So almost starting where they left off. Contact call there against Claire Jones. Oh, just a little bit too long there for even Caroline O'Hanlon.
And they've just done that work to get the turnover, Northern Ireland, and then to throw it away. That's those unforced errors that as a team you don't really want to see. And especially at this standard, it probably shouldn't be happening really.
And is it, I mean, it must be better to be ahead. It creates a bit more pressure, doesn't it, on the team behind because you're constantly on the catch-up.
Definitely, you've got to work harder. Every pass counts.
strong drive there by Beth Dyke to get to the top of the circle. And Chelsea Lewis does finish it off. That takes them at 28-21, so a strong start so far. See if Northern Ireland can bring themselves back, and they need to start by converting their own centre pass. Cheeky little passes between Shauna Craig and Lisa Bowman, and that's nice to see, isn't it?
It's great. Lisa had held front spot there, so it was a great pass into her. It's great to see her back on court, because I know she was training for the World Cup and got an injury sort of last minute just before it, so great to see that she's back in the team.
Only just hold on to that one. Pops it over to Rowe.
It was a great quick pass then by Chelsea, straight into Georgia Rowe. If that had been a split second later, defender may have had a chance to get a tip on it.
Nice reading by Drain. And on one foot, Carolina Hun still has super balance.
Oh, she does, doesn't she?
Oh.
So does Lisa.
Great take under the challenge of Shaw. One to settle the nerves for Northern Ireland. Oh, Tona.
Brilliantly read by Tona then.
What a fabulous interception.
And if you think about that ball, it was in the air for quite a long time. It was from the third line right into under the post. And as a defender, that's what you're trying to create, because then it gives you more time to read it and have a chance of going for it.
The battle continues between O'Hanlon and Jones. Shaw and Thomas.
It's great teamwork by the two defenders for Wales there.
And Lisa Bowman does that really well, doesn't she? She's very good at knowing where the space is, holding
and she's
it.
Brilliant at holding. I played on her a few times, and she's very good at that hold.
Lisa Bowman sat on 67 caps for Northern Ireland, so very experienced. Oh, beautiful pop over to Craig. Made it look like she was going to shoot. Playing her team back into this game. Another link between Lewis and Rowe. Northern Ireland need to do something about that partnership, don't they? It's going in quite easy between those two. The captain, Nia Jones, may be off the court, but she's definitely still there in voice. Oh, that was lucky.
That was very lucky. I was just about to say that Northern Ireland were all on one side of that court there with not much space, but off the post and straight to Lisa Bowman, and she pops it in. So we've got 4 goals again.
Good defence there by Northern Ireland. No options for Beth Dyke. Oh, that's a killer.
Goes off the back line for Wales. Northern Ireland throw in. Great drive through the middle from Michelle Drain.
Shout out to Llanwyd Walking Netball. A lead for Wales, but only 5 points in it at half-time. Come on, Wales, you can do this.
Great shot there by Lisa Bowman. They needed that one. That's the breaking Wales centre, and it's Northern Ireland centre now. 3 goals in it.
And this is that roller coaster of scores again. Oh, Kyra Jones.
That was brilliant. Northern Ireland went back to the defender and then were looking to pass straight down to the wing attack, and for Kyra Jones to pick that off and not step and keep the ball given to her Wales player was amazing.
Oh, nice fake with the eyes there by Jones. But Northern Ireland come out with the ball, and I would say that we haven't had any tweets for Northern Ireland, but I think it's because they're all in here.
Probably.
It's quite loud at the moment when they get a turnover.
It's very loud. It's great to see.
Oh, lovely looped ball. Oh, Bowman with the layup. Now that's just fancy.
Yeah, she saw the space and she used it. She did very well.
And if anything's going to get the crowd behind you, some little tricks like that definitely will. Caution there given, I think, to McGee. Umpires seem to be signalling for holding on to the player. Just 3 goals. Oh, great change of direction there by Craig.
Nice little pop over to Lisa and straight in.
And again, that timing so important. The first ball would have been intercepted, but she just waited and then sent.
Definitely.
See a change here for Wales. Beth Dyke is heading to the bench. Susie Train is taking to court in her place. Susie Train has many caps under her belt, over 100 caps.
Yeah, it was interesting to see that they've called that change. Wales still up by 2. Now 3. Georgia Rowe just pops in another goal. But it does feel like Northern Ireland's trying to come back, doesn't it? There's a real, with that change they made, as though they're trying to get there. I know there's still 3 goals within it, but maybe that's what Wales was feeling and decided that they need to make a change in their attack.
Julie Hornweg, a very experienced coach and a brave coach as well. She won't sit back and watch. If she needs to get involved, she will.
It's a bit of hesitation just with Wales in their passing.
Oh, Chelsea Lewis kept that. Oh no, she didn't.
I don't know why they tried to force that pass into her. She had 2 defenders on her. It didn't need to go. Is that the pressure from defence from Northern Ireland?
And the pressure from the scoreline maybe creeping closer. Certainly seems to be a little swing in momentum here, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, lovely. That was the drive from the goal attack, which forced both the goal defence and goalkeeper to go for that intercept, and it left Lisa Bowman wide open under the post.
And those passes that were falling so well before between Lewis and Rowe suddenly seem to have come apart a little bit.
That pass just didn't even look like she thought it was going to go. She's like, I might throw this and see if Georgia Rowe can get it, but it was no confidence like what they were doing in the first 2 quarters with their passes into her.
O'Hanlon to Craig to Bowman under the post, and Bowman has brought such an injection into his team, hasn't she?
Just seem a lot more confident in there, don't they, and calm, and they know what they're doing.
And you go.
I was just going to say, the centre pass set up there, Northern Ireland goal attack were hanging quite back, giving the wing attack their line to get over and get that first pass.
This confidence is what you said happens when your shooters just put the ball in the net.
And when they're looking confident and playing confidently as shooters as well, it just does lift the whole team. Lisa's asking for that ball. She wants it. She wants to take it. She wants to put the shots up, and she's doing great at that.
We have a 32-goal game, and we see 2 changes now for Wales. Chelsea Lewis taking to the bench, Eleanor Roberts coming on in her place, and Nia Jones comes back on. Claire Jones to the bench. So big responsibility on the shoulders of Nia Jones now to make sure that she stays 100% clean.
Yes.
And Eleanor Roberts, entry to the game, good in working the front of that circle, opening up row. So just maybe something to change up that circle because they were struggling.
Yeah, they were struggling. It's always good to have a change. A change is good.
But Bowman just on fire at the other end.
She came on ready to play, didn't she?
She bought her shooting boots. Nice ball into row by Roberts. Oh, and another super feed by Drain to Bowman.
Lovely.
There wasn't an inch of space on that one.
And when you see a team doing that, you know that they're got some confidence going on, and they're ready to pull this. Well, it's evens now. They're both from 34 each.
Nice again by Jones. Rowe makes sure she sinks that. Thomas trying her best to put off Bowman. She succeeds and gets the rebound. Wales will want to look after this to try and get that momentum swing back in their favour.
Yeah, it's important that they do keep control of this ball and they can get it to post and get a goal.
Drain working really, really hard to get that ball.
Lovely feed into row, and she puts it in. And now it's Wales centre, they're up by 2. An opportunity to go 3 up.
Neve Cooper's defence is relentless. She is on fire. You just watch her off the ball work. She is tracking hard.
And it's even that if she's not getting the ball, she's there with her 3 feet with her hands up. It's not an easy pass straight over her head or anything like that either.
Wales back out with the 3 goals. Clever changes perhaps by Julie Hornweg.
Yep, it's paid off so far.
Just under a minute left. Patient. Oh, great again by Tona.
She's great at reading those.
The goal doesn't count. That was unfortunately for Northern Ireland after the buzzer.
More importantly, they stopped that Wales goal though.
Absolutely.
For Northern Ireland.
Tona.
2 goals again, same as the first quarter.
Wales on 37, Northern Ireland 35. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it?
It's exciting.
So with all those changes for Wales, no changes during that quarter for Northern Ireland. What are we going to see next?
I kind of think they're going to leave it. I don't think Northern Ireland will make any changes as they pulled that quarter back by a couple of goals, 3 goals from half time. I think they will leave it that way. And I think Wales might leave it the same way as well. We see Jones and Rowe talking to the umpires there. I wonder what that's in regards to.
At the quarter times and half times, the captain can speak to the umpire for clarification on a specific rule. So there's obviously something that they are currently not happy about. But some real swings in that. I mean, the introduction of Lisa Bowman into that game, I think, made a real impact for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, it was a good change. It was needed. She's doing well in there.
But it almost brought the defence at the back just on fire.
They did all lift, didn't they?
for Wales, obviously. Nia Jones coming back on. Susie Drain coming on at wing attack. Eleanor Roberts coming on at goal attack. All impact changes, do you think? Or do you think...
I think it's a bit of tactic as well, maybe just to slow down the play. Northern Ireland were getting a little bit of a run on. They're building that confidence. And as much as you can interrupt that, maybe.
And as we said before, both of these teams are really close in their ranking points. Wales currently sat on 10th, Northern Ireland sat on 9th, but when you look at the points that separate the teams, there's only 1 point between them, so this game could ultimately allow Wales to leapfrog Northern Ireland.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting because I hear they're talking about rolling subs, changing rules and having rolling subs, and that was a little bit what Wales was essentially doing then. And to see how that's going to change the game, whether it'll work or not, time will tell, we'll see. But it is a good tactic if you need to slow down a team if they're getting a run on, break a bit of confidence.
So currently, to change anyone on court, somebody needs to be injured, so they need to ask the umpire for injury time. Umpires can ask what that injury is, but as they are not trained doctors, they do have to allow it, and that's where the rules potentially could look at changing. Ooh, controversial. I'm sure they're all injured when they call time.
We always are.
Wales back out nice and early. They are wanting to take this game, and I think that's probably a sign to the opposition that they are wanting to take this game. They are not messing around. They're back on court, ready to go, and no changes from the line that finished that game to pull back out by 2.
And I think this first centre pass will be important for either team.
Julie Hormoig, the coach for Wales, is on her feet, giving her last input to Kyra Jones. She'll be keen for this as well. Obviously, Wales a bit wounded from not being in that World Cup after losing to Northern Ireland at the last Netball Europe. Obviously, that was before Julie Hormoig's time. So they will be looking for some
revenge.
Some form of revenge, I'm sure, in a clean netball way.
Yes, of course.
Northern Ireland have kept their same lineup as well. No changes for them coming back onto the court.
And it's their first centre. They're starting with the ball.
So, which team can hold their nerve? Which team can keep their structure? I would say probably doing what their coaches have asked for and see out this game.
And we already have a turnover. Wales pressure in defence, and they've forced an unforced error.
Roberts opting to offload to Rowe under the post.
And there's that first goal that I was just mentioning. Wales have been able to break Northern Ireland's centre pass, and it's now their centre.
I think Northern Ireland will probably feel a bit hard done to by that. The structure was good. It's just an arm out before the intercept causing the obstruction. So the structure's there. They've just got to be 100% clean on it, haven't they?
They do. Michelle in wing attack, driving hard across that centre line for that centre ball. Her work rate is amazing as well. She just never stops.
Long swing by Drain, not much else on.
Lucky to get away with it. Great pass into Lisa, and she pops it in.
Early work rate there by Susie Drain to get over the line. Oh, Georgia Rowe just missed that beautiful drive by Eleanor Roberts under the post.
Great holding by Georgia. It's pulled back though to the goal attack.
And as we've seen throughout this game, bodies on the line, McGee not giving it an inch.
I think Georgia was lucky to get that call. She really should have gone with 2 hands. And Tona wouldn't have even been able to get a hand to it.
We're back out to 4.
We see that the Wales defenders are coming down and flooding it for that centre pass with Northern Ireland. It's obviously a tactic they've spoken about at half-time. Sorry, at the three-quarter time, and they're coming on and working on it in this quarter.
Bowman keeps them in the game. Great defence there by Northern Ireland on that centre pass.
The intensity from both teams, you can just really feel it, can't you? They're both picking it up. There's a lot on the line to play for here.
Thomas and Jones working hard at the back to keep those options open for their team.
Wales just can't seem to get it through and across this third line. They've had to reset and go back a few times now.
There's that opening. Eleanor Robinette's working the front well. But that's real patience, isn't it? At this point in time in the game, to be able to pass the ball around that many times just to maintain possession takes a lot of focus.
It does. Sometimes it's harder to do that because you just want to get it forward. And that shows the experience of these players to be able to do that and not force it. They're up by a couple of goals, up by 4 again. Just play it around, and when it opens up, then go forward with the ball.
Northern Ireland making a change of that injury time. Shauna Craig has gone to the bench. Emma McGee comes on at goal attack. McGee's been very strong for Northern Ireland throughout the last few years, scored many of their goals. So potentially a clever change there by Dan Ryan. They haven't quite managed to take the lead in this game, have they? So they have to do something.
Haven't. Yeah, they do have to make those changes. I think it's a good change. There's 11 minutes left to go in this quarter. They're down by, 3 at the moment, might be 4 if Georgia can sink this one, and she can.
So Dan Ryan throwing what he can at this game to keep mixing it up, keep the defence guessing.
We've just had 7 passes by Northern Ireland across the centre circle. That's the pressure that we have by Wales before it then went forward.
Contact called there against Cooper. Nice feed there by Drain. Seeing the space for Rowe on the baseline.
It was a great pass. Good option too. She did have a goal attack in front, up the top, and she went over to Georgia at the base.
Toner's probably going to get talking to her. You could see her signalling on the floor she wasn't happy with the umpire's decision. She has just been given a caution. Great depth there by Drain. That was nearly a beautifully timed fly by Shaw.
Almost. And Northern Ireland don't miss. 3 goals in it. Wales centre. It's getting quite loud in here now, isn't it? Northern Ireland know they need to turn it on.
Toner needs to keep her composure a little bit. There's a couple of decisions that she's not been happy with.
That's a good point. She does need to stay in it. She's had a great game so far. She's got some good intercepts. We don't need her losing out the last couple of minutes.
Great drive there by Cooper. Northern Ireland showing their patience on the ball. Oh, turnover.
There's a great turnover for Wales and a timely one as well.
Unlucky there by Toner. Read it well, just couldn't quite keep it in.
Again, Georgia standing still. You can't stand still in these matches. You've got to attack that ball and keep running onto it.
Eleanor Roberts comes out, draws the defence off Rowe, opens her up, pops it in. Textbook.
And now we've got 5 goals in it and Wales centre.
It's starting to become a bigger and bigger ask, isn't it, for Northern Ireland? They can't afford to let this scoreline run out now. Caution given there to Niamh Cooper as well.
She really needs to get that goal. It's not over yet.
Umpire's just trying to keep control of this game. It's getting a little bit feisty.
It is, isn't it? But both teams need to pull it up a little bit. I know there's a lot on the line for both of them. They both want to win.
Slight miscommunication. And Jones scoops it up at the back. I think Mia Jones has come on with really good composure as well.
She has, definitely agreed.
She's running hard on stuff, but off the body completely, so that she's shutting them down, but not necessarily then getting the contact.
She definitely is. Good point.
Oh.
It's been a while since Northern Ireland's got a goal. They needed that one.
I think they need you to say that a lot more.
Sorry?
I think they need you to say that a lot more. It's like the opposite of commentator's curse.
Isn't it?
Good space there by Drain. And a nice grab by Eleanor Roberts. Chooses to send it out. Eleanor Roberts choosing to just move the ball around. Seems they want to get the ball to Georgia Rowe at the post.
And it did open up for them then, so that was great that it worked. They really need to get this goal in. Straight through.
6 goals in it, Northern Ireland centre.
And just under 6 minutes. It's a bit of an ask now, isn't it, to come back from 6 down.
A goal a minute without the other team scoring.
Lovely pass from the third line straight into Lisa. Oh, she unfortunately missed that. She did need to get that one in. That's the pressure, though, of these type of games.
And that's interesting, isn't it? Because she's hardly missed at all game.
She hardly has missed. She's played very well.
But arrow one end, arrow the other.
We have to remember with these games in the world ranking that it does come down to the goal difference as well. So even if you are losing, you do not want to be losing by a lot of goals. The closer it can be, the better it is for teams as well.
Shaw drawn for a contact outside the circle. McGee not seeing any option, sends it back to the line. And there it opens up for them. So patient play, but not the time necessarily on the clock to play too much patient netball.
Yeah, it was good rotation by the two shooters there and to wait for it to open it up. But as you said, there's not much time on that clock left. We're down to 4.5 minutes. 5 goals in it.
Contact drawn there.
I'm not sure why the goal attack decided to get that ball. It really just didn't look like it was going to go through. Maybe that's tiredness, the last few minutes of the game.
It'd be interesting to see her stats because I don't think she's put too many up, opting to pop them over. But like we say, if that's the high percentage shot.
Yeah.
But maybe there becomes a point in time where you have to sometimes take them on.
Yeah, and I think it's the mixing it up because, as you said, she has looked to pop them over majority of the time rather than, okay, I'm going to back myself and put a few shots up.
Having to work extremely hard. The defence from Wales is just so structured.
And they've really forced Northern Ireland into that far corner. At that stage, we had the 4 attack players all over that side. And it's a defence unit that's brewing if you can get the team opposition to do that.
And a back line for Wales. And an awful lot of time spent on that play as well.
And no goal.
Just get the feeling now that Wales just need to be patient and maintain possession of that ball.
An interesting call goalkeeper way up the court. It's great to see that the defenders are still going, though. They're not giving up. They're still chasing down those balls for Northern Ireland, and that's what you want to see.
So if you were to call it out of all the players on court today in this game, who would be your player of the match?
Ooh. Yeah, it's a tough one. I think both teams have had a few players that have done well for them. I think Jones in centre has been great for Wales. She's been steady. She's been available. She's great with her choices of who she's feeding to. I thought Chelsea did good when she was on Georgia as the shooting combination. And then I think Wales' defence as a whole has done well as well, the whole unit. So it is quite hard. I'd probably maybe go with Jones in the centre for me.
Good choice. It's a tricky one, like you say. There's been some outstanding play in this game. And so many impact players as well. And
even for Northern Ireland, I've been impressed with a lot of their girls and their play as well.
That was such an amazing role.
It was brilliant. Right on the post to Lisa.
It's just not falling for them now, is it?
No.
Even on that tip, back into Welsh hands.
But they force the error over. Wales still has the ball.
I think Drain might say that was an intentional swing.
She probably will.
Quick check with the table on whose centre it is again.
So we're inside 2 minutes and 6 goals in it. Wales leading.
Oh.
She must have heard me say I think she got player of the match for me, and she's a tip there for Jones.
She's proven it.
She's
unlucky there for Bowman, didn't quite fall. Again, 1 minute, 24 seconds left. And still, bodies on the line for every single ball.
They really are, aren't they? They're still both fighting, both teams.
Nice give and go there by Kyra Jones.
It's a great one too. I would have liked the goal attack then to actually turn to post to draw that defender off her before she did the 1-2 with Jones. They still got the goal, so I guess it doesn't matter. But
oh, big clash in the middle. Shaw just picks it up serenely, and they carry on.
And hats off to the umpires then for letting that go. They could have blown the whistle and called it, but there was no need to. And I really like that they just let the play go.
Whistle's gone, so it will go back. And the ball goes up to Rowe.
8 goals, and we're inside the last minute.
So really blown out at the end of this quarter for Northern Ireland. Just 20 seconds left. McGee will want to sink this just
and she
to get them
does.
ready
Well
for
done.
tomorrow.
Will there be one more goal for Wales? Let's see. She should have taken that last goal.
So Wales win, a massive win for Wales. 51 goals to 44. What a game. I mean, that sounds like a reasonable scoreline, but actually it was close all the way through.
It was, yeah. It was a brilliant game to watch. Both teams did really, really well. It was a shame for Northern Ireland that Wales did pull away there at the end because it was so close throughout that whole match.
Both teams now have to regroup. The Northern Ireland team have the Republic of Ireland playing you tomorrow.
That's us. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good test for them, won't it?
Have you learnt lots by watching them now?
I've learnt lots, yes.
They'll be taking on, so Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland is tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and at 12 o'clock tomorrow midday, Wales will take on the England side that you saw earlier. So that will be another interesting match, won't it?
Yeah, it will be, because the England girls are quite young. So it'll be a really good one to see how they do. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's match play.
Wow, what a game we have seen today. Some outstanding netball from both teams. And another great game earlier on
if you are enjoying the netball, please stay with us for tomorrow. We would love you to come back. Thanks to Jen for being here in commentary. I know that you just played and you come straight off here, so we massively appreciate that.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks to Netball Europe, thanks to Antrim Forum, QTV and all the volunteers that have made this happen behind the scenes, and all the event sponsors, and thank you to you at home for tuning in, and we look forward to welcoming you tomorrow for some more fantastic action.